Alpha's in the way, Davey. Great Scott! I feel the need for speed. Cowabunga, dude! You're a wizard, Harry.
Welcome to the When Harry Met Movies podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Harry Met Movies podcast with Harry for Dads.
Hey Harry, how are you today?
Good.
Why don't you tell our listeners all about our show and what we do?
Basically, Dad's show is filmed from his life and we review them.
Yeah, pretty much. And we are doing 80s comedy movies this month. And we also always start our show off with something a little bit different, where we pull something out of the bag and the person has yes or no questions to try and work out who it is. So try and do this discreetly because they're not folded. So look away from the camera. Just read it and put it back in.
Yeah. Okay.
So admittedly we know this is MCU characters, so this should be a bit easier.
Well,
Should we just say only 20 then?
if you really want them, then yeah.
Yeah. So I've got yes and no questions trying to work out who it is. Are they male?
No.
Are they human?
No. Oh yeah.
So they're not male and they're not human.
I mean, it's a big giveaway if I tell you anything.
Are they an alien?
No.
And they're female.
Yeah.
Are they human at some point?
Yes.
It's a she-hulk.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get
So-
next character.
They are technically human.
Yeah, I just didn't know fully if they were or not, because I got She-Hulk, so I was going on the Hulk form, not the human.
Okay.
On the male,
Yes.
do they have powers?
Yes.
Are they part of the Avengers?
No.
Ooh. I'd ask a human.
No, you didn't ask, but yes they are.
Not Avenger, human. Is it Star-Lord?
Nope.
I've got one more guess to tie if you're
You
here.
ain't gonna get it.
Are they a bad guy?
Yes.
Okay. Got no powers.
They have got powers.
They've got powers. I've got powers. Oh, they're human. Okay. Does this include Spider-Man characters? Or is this just MCU particularly?
I'm not sure if it can include Spider-Man characters.
Okay, so that means your character's not a Spider-Man character. What else could I say?
I'm not gonna answer the question.
Yeah. I would too. What else? I'm having what to say because
Work out who the good guy is would be what I would do.
do they only appear in one film?
No.
Okay, because some villains appear like Iron Man. Some villains appear. Yeah. Is he big?
No.
Was this one of the first Avenger films?
As in, you need to be more specific
Yeah,
about. Because are you on about just the Avenger films or about the characters films? You need to be more specific. I'm not answering that.
Oh, let's think. Say. Do they fight multiple people?
No.
Okay, so they fight one person. Ooh.
Work out who the good guy is.
I'm not trying to figure out because I'm trying to figure out that villain on top. Is the good guy in the film a male? Do you make
Why
someone?
don't you just ask for the name of the good guy? Why don't you just ask?
Was it yes and no question? Isn't
No,
it?
but when you just ask, is it yes or no?
Okay. Do they go small? That's one.
No.
Do they have a hammer?
No.
A shield?
Yes.
Is it or Red Skull, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's like got.
He's in Infinity War and Endgame as well.
Oh yeah, because he's like the
Souls
fella.
thing.
Yeah, the souls. I never get why he's.
So, this week we are doing Trading Places. Came out in 1983, and we always do get to recite a plot with 1 second for every minute the film is long. Heads or tails?
Heads.
So it's me, tails. So I will go to do a plot. If there's any time left, you can always chip in at the end. Trading Places sees two rich brothers decide to play with people. So they have someone called Lewis who works for them. They are a stock company that trades, and they decide that they could make him poor and make a poor man rich, and they do this as a bet. So Dan Aykroyd played Lewis and Eddie Murphy plays Billy Ray, and they decide to swap their lives around. What they don't expect is that Eddie Murphy's character overhears them about the bet and actually goes to Dan Aykroyd's character to try and convince him and explains what's happened, and they basically the two brothers are doing insider dealing and finding out information before they should, so they can buy stocks, and and Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd's character falsify the documents so that they get the wrong information, and then they basically make them go bankrupt by doing it, and then they buy the stocks instead. That's pretty much the plot. Oh, along the way, Dan Aykroyd falls in love with a prostitute called Ophelia.
Which I ain't seen it ever fall in love.
So that's pretty much the plot of the film. I always give you a bit of some film facts. So Trading Places came out in 1983. It was 15. It was now 56 minutes long. Its budget was 15 million. Its worldwide gross was 90 million. The top 5 films that year were Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. Excuse me. Terms of Endearment, Flashdance. Number 4 was Trading Places, and number 5 was Spider-Man.
Oh, this beats Spider-Man.
No, Superman. Sorry, Superman 3.
Okay, that makes
That's why I
sense.
read Spider-Man there, but
See you later.
So the two brothers, Randall and Mortimer, they become poor at the end. They have a cameo in Coming to America, which is one of the films we're doing later in the month, where they are poor, and when we come to Coming to America, you'll find out what happened there. Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays Ophelia, the studios didn't want to hire her. Essentially, the reason they did hire her is because she was willing to get her breasts out. But it was because her background was in horror movies. So she did like horror movies.
I never could have guessed.
And they weren't sure if she could do a comedy, but obviously she could. When they're doing the trading bit near the end, they're actually surrounded by real traders.
Alright.
Yeah, so they had just used as normal people because Eddie Murphy said like he just didn't understand. He just stuck to the script there because he didn't know what he was meant to be doing. He didn't understand it whatsoever. The 80 grand a year wage that gets offered nowadays would be about 223 grand.
That's not bad.
That's incredibly good.
Like making a lot of Lego.
Frank Oz, who is the voice of Miss Piggy, Yoda, and various other Muppets, he makes a cameo as a police officer. But when Dan Aykroyd in the prison makes him like strip off and everything. And Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis. This is the first of 2 films where they're strangers that fall in love. So they fall in love in this. They also the 2 in My Girl. Her dad and the makeup woman's the same people. And again they fall in love in that film. That's your film facts.
Love it.
We always do cool questions. So we answer random questions to each other. So This is comedy month. Do you think this is comedy month? Do you think when we were watching it, you said something? You said it's not very funny. When we were watching it, you said something.
It just doesn't pack my favourite. It just doesn't pack my favourite.
It got funnier and you started laughing as it got further on.
Just near the beginning, it was very. It felt like it was.
I suppose it's building the story.
Yeah.
It's building the story.
Yeah.
What character would be good for a spin-off?
Maybe Eddie Murphy's character. What was the film like?
Not Ash villains, are they? But Ash villains, are they? But the two brothers are. I would say they're good characters, and you kind of. You don't want them to. You don't want the two main characters to actually be to suffer, do you? You want the bad the brothers to get the comeuppance. Should they make a sequel?
No, I can't think you could do one.
Not with if the brothers were rich again, you could have different words.
Favourite scene.
I do quite like the bit where he's dressed as Santa Claus, he's stealing all the food from the buffet, and he's shoving it all into like his pocket. He's got like a fish down his top. Anything you didn't not like about the film?
Not really. I think it's Lee Kennedy jumped out at me. Would you recommend it?
Yeah, probably. Most iconic scene.
I
You
don't
already
know.
knew about.
Probably
For the wrong reasons. It's probably she gets the rest out because a lot of people remember her for that during this time. For me, it's not really an iconic scene, but I remember the bit where he's outside in the rain and he's watching them eat. And he's dressed as Santa and he's getting. No, he's not dressed as Santa at that point.
No, he's like just like a normal person.
Yeah, and it's that bit.
Does it hold up?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to say, is it child friendly, but the answer to that is probably no.
Who would like to punch?
Probably your brothers, it's kind of pretty obvious.
I like boxing.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Talk about the film.
So I lost my train of thought then again. I do like the brothers. I do like how they bet they're wealthy men and you think they're betting a lot of money on this. But then when Eddie Murphy he goes to the bathroom, doesn't he? To have a smoke, I think it is.
Yes.
And they come in and they check no one's in the stalls. But then he's worried that I'll find out he's smoking. But then over here, he sees them give each other £1, just how much they bet on them. Wait, £1 isn't it? But what I love about the end is when the businessmen lose. I think it's Eddie Murphy gives the lover character £1.
Yeah.
And then it's just like that's so funny to me. Why would you bet? I bet you could have bet a lot more money than them. I do like the idea of a rich man becoming poor and a poor man becoming rich. Because I love how what the first thing does he's on the park, doesn't he?
Yep.
And then he won't kick him out, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he thinks he likes the fact that he's popular, he's got money and stuff like that.
But he doesn't.
But when they actually get into his house and they start disrespecting the stuff that he now he starts getting upset and realising that they just want it for them.
I have my favourite character, and it's the butler.
I didn't ask for that, but yeah.
He's like the butler. He's so good in it. Just I love when they at the end they get because obviously they're invested. I have no idea how it works, but they get loads of money, don't they?
Yeah, so they buy shares. So they buy shares in something.
I think it's like frozen orange juice or something, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's orange juice. So they buy shares in something, and then those shares as the company makes more money, so say we buy the shares for £1.
As the company
starts making more money,
we buy the share for £1.
Those shares, that company, say it was worth £10 a company, just to make it simple. So there's 10
say
shares
it's
and the company's worth £10.
company.
If it starts making more money,
So there's 10 shares and the
company's worth
if it starts making more
£30.
money,
Those shares are worth £3 each, so if you sell them, you're making £2 profit a share.
those shares are worth £3 each. So if you sell them,
So
you make £2 profit
what
a share.
the logic is you try and buy
So
something
the-
before it
what
becomes
the logic is
successful.
you try and buy something before it becomes.
But what I love at the end is you've got
What I love at the end is you've got
what's the guy called? I didn't just say his name.
what's the guy called? I didn't
Which one?
say his name.
I have to rhyme. It's the one. It's a poor man in this film.
I have to rhyme.
Dan
It's the one.
Aykroyd.
It's a poor man.
No, the other man.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Sorry. I love at the end because they're on the beach and stuff, and he shouts for the butler, and then the butler's got to get up, but then he turns around and he shouts for the other butler,
And then the butler's
and I was like, that's
but
just
then
funny
he
to
turns
me,
around and he shouts for the other butler.
because like
And I was like, that's just funny.
he's obviously he's still the butler, isn't he? But he's now got his own butler.
So this was like,
He's still
it
the
was
butler,
only
isn't
his
he? But he's
second
not got
ever
his own
film.
butler.
So this was like
Who's the butler?
this was only his second
No,
ever film.
Eddie Murphy's.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Obviously he's pretty famous now, I'd say.
Yeah, in the 80s he was kind of the go-to comedian for a lot
Yeah,
of.
in the 80s he
So
was
there's-
kind
I
of
think
the
we've
go-to
touched on this
comedian
before, there's
for
something
a
called
lot of-
Saturday Night Live.
So there's- I think
Which a lot of
we've touched on this
comedians
before,
in America
something
came
called
from. It's
Saturday
like a
Night
stand-up sort of
Live, which a lot of comedians in
comedy
America
show.
came from. It's like a
It's on
stand-up
Saturday night.
sort of
And
comedy
various
shows.
people have come from it. Eddie Murphy's come from it.
Um,
Dan Aykroyd's come from it. A lot of
and
most of the
various
cast of
people come from
Ghostbusters
it.
came
Eddie
from it.
Murphy's come from it. Dan Aykroyd's come from it. A lot of most of the cast of Ghostbusters.
Then we watched National Lampoon's Name the main guy from that. I'm pretty sure he's come from it.
Then we watched National Lampoon's Name the main guy for that.
But it's
I'm
kind
sure
of like-
he's come from it.
It churns out a bunch of comedians
kind of
all the
like-
time that end up going to films.
It churns out a bunch of comedians all the
So a
time.
lot of them were really famous. They had a big popularity on TV, so
So
they
a lot of them were
went
really
pop into
famous. They had
films.
a big
Some were
popularity on
successful,
TV,
some
so they.
I think my favourite films, my
Some
favourite bit of
successful,
it
some
is the train
My
scene.
favourite films
Is because they've got like this like you know what it's like this businessman thing. You know, he's like the guy which gets them the share list or something. I don't know what it's called. But then they then have to hijack that suitcase. They all dress up, don't they? So you've got what do they dress up as? You've got
What do they dress up as?
I don't know what they dress up as now.
One dresses up as like an African student.
One
One dresses up as a Jamaican, which wouldn't be done now again.
No.
because
One
he
dresses
blacks
up
up.
as a Jamaican.
One
which wouldn't be done
dresses
now
up
again.
as
No, because he blacks
A
up.
woman from Sweden.
One dresses
And one
up
dresses as a priest.
Yeah,
A woman from Sweden.
but I
one
love
dresses
when
as a priest.
basically
Yeah.
then he finds
But I
out, so he
love
takes
when
him to the
basically-
back, doesn't he? There's a gorilla.
He
Which
finds
would,
out
a gorilla would
it's
not be transported with a train, would they nowadays?
Which would a gorilla would not be trying to
No.
put a train.
But then there's a guy which is dressed up as a gorilla. He comes to the back.
But then there's a guy which is dressed up as a
And
gorilla. He comes to the
what's
back.
funny is then they knock him out, put him in a gorilla suit, and put him in a cage.
So yeah, the guy that's basically been involved in setting them up from
Yeah,
the
I
start.
don't know
So
what
the
he's.
guy that's
He's like a-
basically been involved in
They hire him to
Yeah.
do dodgy stuff essentially.
He's like a.
He
They hire him to do dodgy stuff essentially.
he's carrying
He
these papers and he clicks who these
he's
people are
carrying these papers.
because the
And he
disguises
carries
alphabet.
these people are.
And he then
disguises alphabet.
Um,
And he then
they then knock him out and tape his mouth, don't they?
they then
And
knock
put him
him
in
out.
his gorilla suit.
Yeah.
Tape his mouth, don't they?
So that
And put him in his
and then
gorilla
they put him
suit.
in the cage with the
Yeah.
gorilla.
So that
Yeah.
It's actually the gorilla helps him, doesn't he? Because he's
gorilla.
Yeah.
out of a cage.
And then like, I think at the end they ask
where.
where he is, and then he cuts to them get in the boat, and then like I remember the one where like but they're in love.
And then
I mean, you would eventually realise that the human.
It's not that good of a costume, is it? You would tell it wasn't it?
It's not that.
Also, I'm
good
like,
costume,
you know what, like,
would
so
tell
in,
it.
how did you get in there? You're just
Also,
saying
I'm
there
like,
because I
you know what,
cannot
like,
be what
in
you're
how
doing.
did
I
you
can't
get
use
in
that
there?
gorilla in it.
You're just saying there because I cannot be what
I like that gorilla. He doesn't look like a real gorilla, does it? Looks very like.
I like
It's not a real gorilla.
He
It's
just
just
looks like a real gorilla, doesn't
And,
it? Look really-
not the costume he's wearing, the other one.
no, but
Not the
the
costume he's wearing.
gorilla in the cage isn't an
No,
actual
but the-
gorilla.
Isn't that?
The gorilla
Oh,
in the
yeah.
cage isn't
Oh,
isn't
sure
an
was.
actual gorilla.
It's like somebody in a costume, but it's just a better costume. Remember?
It's like
Fancy dress
somebody in a
costume.
but it's just a better costume. Remember?
So do you want to rate the film?
Fancy dress
Yeah,
costume.
free.
So do you want to
Do you
rate
want
the
to
film?
explain the ratings to people?
Yeah, that's what I was after, sorry.
Do
Do you want
So,
to explain the rating?
5 is best of its genre. 4 is excellent. 3 is good. 2 is if it's on TV, watch.
Yeah.
And 1 is avoid. I'm giving the film a 3.5.
So I always do my letterbox when I watch a film, and therefore, 1 second, let me just put this in here. This is 3.5, yeah?
Yeah. It's not bad, it's not like great.
So my review is, it's quite a short one. An enjoyable comedy using a switching places scenario. However, the comedy isn't quite as good as I feel it should be. 3 stars. I think it should be funnier.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
I don't
know if it's just it's not aged as well, or
maybe that.
no. I remember it being funnier. Out of interest, this is often considered by people as a Christmas film
Just because like
because it's set at Christmas.
it might be.
Would you consider it one?
No, because it also happens at New Year, so it's a New Year's film.
Yeah, but a lot of films do that where they'll cover both. So yeah, that gives it a 3.25 overall, which is still
Not bad.
that's still above a recommendation. So let's move on. We are doing a quiz.
Okay.
So this is where we ask each of a random quiz questions, but we are doing Disney at the moment.
Just 'cause it's a lot easier.
I can be really cool and just pull out one that I don't even think you'll do. I'm doing Lion King.
Okay. I've been nice, but okay, thanks.
I've got Inside Out.
Okay.
So ask away.
Name 5 emotions inside Ryder's head.
Name 5.
Name all 5.
Joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust.
Yeah, because it's based on the first one, I think.
How are Mufasa and Scar related?
Is that multiple choice answer? Just.
No. How are Mufasa and Scar
I'm
related?
pretty sure they're not brothers. I don't think they are. I think they're like cousins. I don't know, but I know they're not brothers. Like, are they just friends or something?
No, they're brothers.
Are they? Oh, sweet.
She calls him his uncle. Uncle Scar.
But no, because like how I call some people.
And also he's like, help me brother, when he calls him.
What colour is fear?
Like purple.
Yeah, perfect. That's the usual tick.
What is the name of it? Land the lions rule.
They get multiple choice, or is this just you?
No,
You mean?
no, not.
If I knew, I probably couldn't say it, so I don't know.
Pride Lands.
Okay. True or false? Riley family moved from San Francisco to Minnesota.
Yeah. Yes.
False. They moved from Minnesota to San Francisco.
Simba practices raw on what kind of animal was waiting for Mufasa in the gorge?
It's a bird, isn't it?
No.
What is it then?
A chameleon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. What flavour candy taste does Bing Bong... That's a I can never read that word.
Recommend.
Yeah.
Lemon drop, I'm guessing.
Caramel. I don't know.
How does Timon and Pumbaa distract the hyenas on Pride Rock?
Don't they like, do like a dance or something?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
They perform a hula song and dance.
What is the name of Riley's Minnesota Hockey team.
Minnesota
No.
Lions.
Prairie Dogs, I think it says.
Prairie Dogs, okay.
Yeah. I've lost this.
Who is Sarabi?
I'm not I know. Is it not Simba's mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been overthinking that.
So you got 2. How many did I get wrong?
3 of them, I think.
I think I got 3 wrong.
I think you got the first one, the second one.
I got
The third
first
one. You got the third one wrong. You got the second one.
No, you're right. We both got 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you got majority. Give me. Come on. They're nice ones, you know, the top chance.
The Disney ones, yeah, but it's always difficult for you. I think you get.
I think you should do Disney Marvel Mania.
What?
Every Disney film. In order, time and order.
You want to watch every Disney film in time and order on top of everything else you have to watch.
Yeah. Do Disney.
Plus your TV shows, plus your.
I can do that once.
Yeah, do you ever wonder what we should do? Like we did a TV show month once, didn't we?
Yeah. It would be really interesting to just break it up a bit, know what I mean?
We should maybe do it as a side thing, like one of the things you would watch, and you should. And we can every now and then just jump in the episodes of. So if we picked like a new series for you to watch and you got into, and you talk about it every couple of weeks, just.
Maybe.
Because I've got one that I think that would be really interesting.
I've got too many shows I need to watch right now.
I just thought you'd be quite good at watching Game of Thrones.
I want to watch Game of Thrones.
I think it'd be an interesting one to watch with me. And then when we record podcasts, every now and then we drop in with episodes of where you're up to and how you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe listeners that have seen it will be waiting for points that you get to go.
Does Scott watch Game of Thrones, does he?
I don't know, I think a lot of people watch it. It's probably my favourite TV show.
Is it?
Yeah.
If you don't know who Scott is, Dad's friend which watches the podcast.
I think he listens.
Yeah, he listens to it, sorry.
But yeah, so we've got. So for the listeners, our next month is one that's been kind of pre-recorded to help us, because this month is actually May.
Wow.
And the next month is pretty much already done as we're recording this, because it's going to fall when Harry's doing his exam, so there won't be any up-to-date news necessarily or anything like that. So any films that have come out we might not cover. So maybe at some point we could always do like a little bonus episode and just drop that in if there's any good films that have come out, because like I know Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four and Superman will all be out around the time.
Yeah, and there's a new trailer for Fantastic Four. It looks good.
It's the first one where you see Mr. Fantastic use his powers. They've kept that hidden. From the trailer it looks a little bit like it leaps in time for a little bit, and then it also looks like they've done something that the world owes them a debt for, because they say, oh, you know, they owe us or something like that. But I also get the impression that maybe they're at fault for the Silver Surfer and Galactus coming. Like something they've done's attracted him.
Yeah, because he hasn't got, there's like a planet eater or something.
Yeah.
Well, I know he eats planets for energy, I think.
Yeah. Like food, like normal people do.
Yeah, but instead, yeah.
He just eats planets, not food.
Planets are friends, not food.
Like I said to you, I think this is going to lead. I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Doom appears in a post-credit scene in this, and this'll, or
Thunderbolts.
because this is going to help lead into Doomsday, which comes out next year.
Does it?
Yeah, and I think what will happen is that Fantastic Four will be yanked through to our world, and either their Doom will be, which is why he looks like Tony Stark, or
Maybe
he'll be from a different realm. He could be one from where the X-Men have coming from, because we know in Doomsday the new X-Men are going to be in it. The old X-Men are going to be in it, so I wonder if that'll be a thing.
He told your plan when you meet on the MS Beast from X-Men.
Oh yeah, we're going to Comic Con. Harry's finally found out. As this comes out, we'd have already been. And
That's
James McAvoy is going to be there, he played Professor Xavier, and we're going to ask. I'm going to say, so are you in Doomsday? Can you say? Just don't say anything or wink.
Just wink. I think he might be. If I think about something old, because he was in Deadpool, wasn't he? Was he in Deadpool? Deadpool 2 particularly, and the scene where he says, this mansion's very empty. Like,
He's briefly in it, yeah.
So like clearly still Marvel has ties to get him on, so maybe.
And Nicholas Hoult, who plays
So maybe.
Beast, as well.
So maybe he's gonna come into it.
But I'm most excited to meet the 2 leads from Karate Kid.
Yeah, we're meeting Dad's use my excuse of my birthday to go see the Karate Kids.
You don't want to go?
Yeah, I do actually.
Fine, you won't go.
No,
I'll take someone else.
no, it'd be me, the force be a lot of Star Wars stuff.
But yeah, so we've got that coming up, and then after this month we've got an actor month where we're focusing on Denzel Washington, and then we have got superhero month, but it can't be an MCU film, and I've got 5. Right, so one we're having, and I'm not going to tell you what one is. Then I thought The Crow's a really good one to do.
I like Crows.
Because it's like a proper 90s movie, and it's like.
Cheesy as hell.
Then there is basically there's 3. Now one of them seems like a really obvious one to do, which is the old Fantastic Four, but that's quite a newish one. And then there's also League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which is I think you might enjoy.
Oh yeah, is that the one you were watching before?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
And
I want to watch that. Looks
but
like.
then I also think quite a good one to do would be Judge Dredd, which again is a 90s movie. And it's Sylvester Stallone.
I want to watch
But Judge Dredd could also be one we do under another month, so I might do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Judge Dredd. No, I want to do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, The Crow, the Silver one, and then
the Misty one with you fees to change.
Yeah, because there's a reason, and then it's either Judge Dredd or Fantastic Four. I think I'll probably do Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And we'll do Judge Dredd as. Because I have 4 new categories to put into the pot, which will be big star, biggest flop. So you pick so Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd was quite a bit of a flop for him.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Bruce Willis, you pick a flop. Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. You pick a film that hasn't done well. Do you know what I mean?
Like box office, not well.
Yeah, ones that everyone said was a bad movie by him. I think that'd be quite a cool category to add to the pot.
Yeah, and our next episode will be our 200th episode.
Yes.
If this comes out in order,
Yeah.
I do not know.
The next one's 200 episode where we do See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Yeah.
So if you like our show, it's probably about a little babbling at the end. But
we will babble.
We are pretty much everywhere at When Harry Met Movies, and if you just go online, search whenharrymetmovies.com, you'll get our website, which needs updating again, and you will be able to get all our links to our social media. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Like and subscribe and share with your friends.
Bye, Scott. Bye.